for being here. This is a big day that a lot of us have been waiting for to get this finally get this transportation, the road plan and budget out the door. Those who are watching and are interested in seeing this plan, it will be posted to our website probably 10 to 15 minutes upon adjournment. So without further ado, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Senator Berg, Senator Embry, Senator Hornback, Senator Smith, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise, Senator Yates, Vice Chair Storm, Chairman Higdon.
Here. We have a quorum, and so our first bill today is House Bill 566. Representative Pfister. Please identify yourself for the record, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Dan Pfister, State Representative out of the 56th District. House Bill 566 is the epitome of a simple bill. I know we've all heard that before, but it simply amends KRS 281.605, Section 16A, to allow nonprofit organizations to transport persons 18 years of age and older. The current language in that statute is they have to be 60 or blind to be transported. That's all we're doing.
Motion on the bill.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Embry, Senator Hornback, Senator Smith, Senator Storm, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise, Senator Yates, Chairman Higdon.
Aye. The bill passes and shall be reported favorably with expressions of opinion that same shall pass. Motion for consent.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Next up, we'll turn the meeting over to our Vice Chair, Senator Storm, and I'll be presenting these couple bills that you've all showed up to hear today.
Senator, the floor is yours after you identify yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Senator Jimmy Higdon. Here today to present the much awaited and anticipated transportation, the funding bill, and the road plan itself. But before I start, Mr. Chairman, there's a lot of people that I need to thank because without them, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We might wait till sometime next year to pass a road plan if it was entirely up to me. So I need to thank these folks that have been very instrumental in making sure that this plan passed. And, of course, the budget staff, Morgan Cecil, with the House, Senator Santoro's staff, Kaylin O'Connor's been very instrumental. Behind me, David Talley and Justin Perry. And also want to thank Representative Sal Santoro and my secretary Melissa Satherley, who were all had parts in playing to make sure that this plan was successful. Also, this is our last meeting, and I don't want to fail to recognize our committee staff and what a great job they've done this session to tolerate me and to make sure that everything was ready for you all when you showed up for a committee meeting, and for the bills that you had drafted dealing with transportation. John Snyder, Dana Fugazi, Brandon White, and Christina Williams. Thank you all very much for all your help. I also want to thank all my committee members. It's a great committee, and I appreciate you, and it's great serving with you. Also want to introduce for the last time, be here this year, my intern, Nino Owens. Is Nino here? There he is back in the back. A fine young man that we'll see a lot of in the future.
Senator, we'll start with House Bill 241, and at this time, there is a committee sub. I'd entertain a motion to adopt the sub. Motion. Second. We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Committee sub's adopted. You may proceed. Thank
you, Mr. Chairman. This Senate Bill 241 is Transportation Cabinet Budget with Senate Committee substitute attached. This year, the budget is $3.85 billion, and that's 132% programmed. If you subtract the mega projects, the Ben Spence Bridge, Mountain Parkway, I-69 bridges, we would be at 98% funding. Those mega projects are included in the budget, along with $250 million that the House and Senate put in. The conference committee put in from general funds to take care of the federal match in case, hopefully, we have to spend that. Hopefully, we get these grants because they're very important projects. And so with that said, Mr. Chairman, the operating budget, as I said earlier, it adds $250 in general fund for the federal highway match on federal funds. It's exclusively for the three mega projects in the state: the Ben Spence Bridge, the Mountain Parkway, and the I-69 Ohio River Crossing project. It adds 69.
Senator, are you talking about House Bill 241 now or House Bill 242?
I'm talking about House Bill 241.
Okay, thank you.
The Transportation Cabinet Budget. It adds $69 million in federal funds from the Infrastructure Investment Jobs Act for electric vehicle charging programs, and $17.3 million in general fund for the required 20% state match. It adds reporting requirements that the cabinet must submit the electric vehicle charging plan for the state to the State Interim Joint Committee on Transportation before the June 30th of this year. The plan is required to be submitted to the federal government on August the 1st. It adds $11.4 million in general funds to provide $200,000 each year to each of our general aviation airports. It creates 3 bonded capital project pools for infrastructure improvement at these airports: the Barkley Regional Airport, Mount Sterling Montgomery County Airport, and Bardstown Nelson County Airport. It includes $1 million per year to expand the maintenance reentry program to highway districts 3, 5, 6, and 7. That's a pilot project started in northern Kentucky a few years ago that hires inmates or those who have recently been released from jail. It employs them to clean up along the roadside. So that was only in one district last year. Last biennium, we're extended to 3 additional districts. Transfer $4 million of road funding each year to the state police to increase driver testing slots across the state. Now, this is probably one of the most important things in this budget to give state police additional money to take care of those young people that are coming for permit testing and driver's testing. And I guarantee you, every one of you have heard about this. And the state police, God bless them, they inherited this program with no additional money to hire staff. So this will give them the money they need for 70 additional employees to test young people as far as the permit testing and driver's testing. Like I said, this is a very important piece of this bill. It probably will solve a good deal of the phone calls that you receive about driver's testing. And hopefully, when we get the numbers up on these, the state police and the driver's testing folks, that we can work on a plan to have a tester to follow these mobile units when they go to a community where young people who don't have a way to get to these regional offices will have an opportunity to get their driver's test at the local level. Again, that's far-fetched, but we cannot do it unless we have some additional help, and this takes care of that. Increases in non-public school transportation from $3.5 million to $5 million a year. A lot of you are familiar with that. Increases restricted funds by $350,000 per year to support 4 additional positions for the Motor Vehicle Commission. Now, this is restricted funds. This is their own money that they charge fees and license fees to auto dealers and auto salespersons across the state. Mr. Chairman, that's the Transportation Cabinet budget with Senate Committee Substitute. This is the funding mechanism. The road plan doesn't mean anything unless this is passed. This is the funding mechanism for the road plan. So that's up for passage, Mr. Chairman.
Motion on the bill.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions? Seeing none, would you like to call the roll, please?
Senator Byrd,
Aye.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornback, Senator Smith, Senator Storm, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler.
Mr. Chairman, explain my aye vote. I want to commend Chairman Higdon and staff for his hard work on this. He's been very open to meeting with us this entire session to try to see that everybody's needs are mostly met and none more than others, and has been extremely fair throughout this entire process, and I want to thank him for that. That's a tough job when we all have very disparate districts across the state. So thank you very much, Chairman, and I proudly vote aye.
Thank you.
Senator Wilson.
Aye.
Senator Wise.
Aye.
Senator Yates.
Please proceed.
Chairman, thank you. I too want to say, before we get into the details of the part of it, I want to say thank you for taking the time, also for your mentorship. You're a great statesman, and I appreciate these duties being put on to you. I know that as we go through the details, no one's completely happy ever. Everybody gets portions of what they need, but I appreciate you taking the time to teach and then work about long-term planning as well. So thank you.
Senator Higdon.
Aye.
Uh, 10-0, the bill shall be reported favorably with the expression of opinion that the same should pass with the committee's substitute attached thereto. Would you like to explain that on the floor, or?
I think it's a good idea not to put this on consent. Yes, I'll explain it on the floor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the committee.
This time we'll hear testimony regarding House Bill 242. And there is also a committee sub on that. I'd entertain a motion on the committee sub. We have a first and second. Oh. Okay. Did you get that? Okay, thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This budget, this road plan that we're ready to discuss, it's $3.85 billion. And as I said earlier, the road plan's 132% programmed, so it's 32% over budget. It's not unusual to over budget the road plan, simply because as a project comes online and is ready to let, sometimes there's issues that arise. A snail darter, a rare bat, Indian burial ground. There's things that delay projects. So it's not a bad idea to have a few to be somewhat over programmed. Probably 32% is a lot over programmed, but the part of this that you need to understand is that 34% of that over programming is the mega projects, the Ben Spence Bridge, I-69, and the Mountain Parkway. So without those, the budget, the biennial budget, is $2.88 billion, or 98% programmed. Many projects in this, as you look through your plan, many projects are SPP. That is good money. In the past, SPP was not good money. I won't tell you what those initials stood for, but it was not good money. This year, it is good money. Many of your projects, as you're looking through them, that show construction in year 2024, may have additional money in the out years. And under the transportation money management system, they are, if there's money on a project that they've already started, if the money's in the out years, they can go forward and draw that money back. So we did that. That's, I guess, been a accounting function for quite some time with the road plan. It's been done for many years, and we continued that this year. Next year, what would I do different? This is my first road plan. What would I want to do different next year? I'd like to have had this plan out at least 3 or 4 days before we vote on it, so everybody would have time to look at it and comment and catch mistakes, which I already know of a few mistakes that I made that are in here, and that there's strictly my mistakes. One of them, we haven't traditionally been putting sound walls in the road plan. Now, we do have a bill that will pass on the Senate floor today or tomorrow called a TID, which it's a for transportation projects for developers. Local communities can do a bonding issue or through a TID, which is somewhat like a TIF, where they can have local funding to do a certain project, and sound walls would certainly fall into that category. We had some projects that folks requested that we take out of the plan, and unfortunately, 1 or 2 of those made it in. I even missed out on one of my own projects, getting it in the road plan. So mistakes do happen. So hopefully next year, if I've made a mistake on any of yours, I certainly apologize. We try to make sure that all the rocks were turned over, and we checked every I and crossed every T. But again, it would have been good to have this a little bit early. But that's not the hand we're dealt. Today, this goes straight to the floor with no opportunity to amend or change. House Bill 242 is the biennium road plan. The projects we have included in road plan prioritize Kentuckians' safety to work and school, continued advancing economic development of the Commonwealth, and improve congestion in cities and counties. We include multiple, I want to use that word again, multiple turn lanes and access roads for schools. We continue to move forward on projects in Hardin County to prepare for the Ford battery plant. We have many projects in Boone County for the Amazon and Airport expansion project and other economic development projects across the state. We've had discussions and input from Senate members since late last year. We were able to analyze the existing proposed new roads using the SHIFT process, and which is a good process, and it certainly is a valuable tool in putting the road plan together. And as you all know, the SHIFT program scores projects on safety, congestion mitigation, economic development, and asset management. Projects are scored on a scale from 1 to 100, and local officials and district offices are able to boost projects of importance. All these factors were taken into account when we put this road plan together. Our programming levels will appear different from previous plans because we had to account for the potential federal grant money for 3 mega projects for the state: the Ben Spence Bridge, Mountain Parkway, and the I-69 Ohio River Crossing project. When we include all 3 of those projects, our program, as I mentioned earlier, is at 132%. The governor's proposed plan that was delivered to us was programmed at 143%. The House proposed plan was programmed at 123%. And as I said, our final programming number is 98% without the mega projects. If you take away this expected money from the mega projects, again, we're funded at 98%. We've included $7.6 million of guardrail installation across the state, and we've included $371 million of rehabilitation and construction of bridges in the biennium. I don't know of a single district or a single district, House district, Senate district, I don't know of a single district that doesn't have bridges. There's a lot of bridges and a lot of need for bridges across the state. Also included in the plan is the Z-Various section and funding for emergency bridge and pavement repair, rockfall, and landslide mitigation, and anticipated annual funding of around $11.5 million per year for the Transportation Alternatives Program, TAP, for building sidewalks, bike lanes, and improving access to public transportation. I would encourage any of you that have a local community that wants sidewalks to use the TAP program. The road plan is not necessarily the place for sidewalks and even for sound walls. The TAP program, there's money in the budget for grants to local communities. It's a transportation alternative program, and I encourage you all to use that. Including the Z-Various is $120 million in the biennium for the December 2021 Western Kentucky tornado relief. This will cover last dollar expenses to reconstruct existing roads in the counties affected that are not covered by FEMA or insurance. This joint I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. And you all have a copy of your road plan. Like I said, there's a lot of money and a lot of projects in here, and hopefully we'll see a lot of construction, a lot of orange barrels. As your transportation chairman, I love orange barrels. Some people might cuss them, but I welcome an orange barrel. That they mean progress. So, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my comments on the House Bill 242. Be glad to entertain any questions.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Okay, no questions. Madam, if you don't mind, call the roll.
Senator Berg,
Aye, and thank you. I'm extremely happy both in my old district and my new district, and I really, really appreciate the work that you've been doing on this, sir.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornbeck, Senator Smith, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler,
Aye.
Senator Wilson, Senator Wise, Senator Yates, Senator Higdon,
Aye.
Chairman Storm.
Aye. So that's 10-0. At this point, the bill shall be reported favorably with the expression of opinion that the same should pass with the committee substitute attached thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Now, I'd be glad to entertain any questions. That's why I have our valuable staff sitting behind me, because they have all the answers. I'll just I'll yield to them, and they can answer them if you have any, because they are very capable. And I appreciate their hard work and dedication to this process. Next one up is House Joint Resolution 82.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a joint resolution. It's the second part of the road plan. it includes the 4 years outside the biennium. Those included in this resolution are the on-deck project phases for the next road plan that we'll be doing in 2 years. And so, Mr. Chairman, that pretty well sums it up. Be glad to entertain any questions.
We have a committee sub on that, and at this time I'd entertain a motion to adopt the committee sub. We got a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. This time I think we also have a motion on the bill as amended by the committee sub. We have a second. Who was the motion? Did you make a motion? Wheeler. Turner, second. Any questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Byrd. Senator Embry. Senator Hornback. Senator Smith. Senator Turner. Senator Wheeler. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise. Senator Yates. Senator Higdon.
Aye.
Chairman Storm.
10-0, the bill shall be reported favorably with the expression of opinion that the same should pass with the committee substitute attached thereto. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I really want to thank the members of the committee for your service this year to the Transportation Committee, and thank you for your help on this bill. One last time, though, I do want to thank my budget staff and your budget staff, Morgan Cecil, David Talley, and Justin Perry for their work on this road plan. So give them a round of applause again. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes the my business, and turn it back over to you.
Seeing no further business, we'll stand adjourned.